This is Steve from Boxing UK in association with Supreme CBD. Delighted to be joined by a living legend, Roy Jones Jr. How are you?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
I'm really well. Roy, I've always wanted to ask legends of the sport this. Do you know within yourself how much of a legend in boxing you are?
I don't.
And that's not blowing smoke up your arse.
No, I do, but I don't pay that attention because I take that all as a blessing from the good Lord above, and I'm just happy and thankful that He used me to play His music through.
What does it feel like now, though? Because you haven't been in the, apart from the Mike Tyson fight, you haven't been in the ring for a while, and yet you're still absolutely battered at these press conferences. Is it still a good feeling?
It's still a good feeling. Always a good feeling.
Obviously, you're here. You're Chris Eubanks Jr.'s trainer. We just had the press conference. It was a lively one. Can you talk us through it?
Very lively one, but I expected it to be very lively because these guys genuinely don't care for one another. They're two opposite type guys. They're polar opposites. When polar opposites come together, that makes for a brilliant fight. So I look forward to a brilliant fight.
What did you make of some of the things that was thrown? I've overheard some of the Sky guys saying they weren't expecting that. What did you make of it?
I didn't care about that. I knew that if Chris is attacked, he's going to attack back. That's what any fighter would do. So he was attacked, he attacked back. That's what he's supposed to do.
Something you said up there, Roy, you said that Chris is now the complete boxer. Can you expand on that further?
Yeah, now he don't have to just go out and go toe-to-toe with a fighter. He can go out there and box a fighter. He can go toe-to-toe when he wants to. He can mix it up. He can fight you inside, he can fight you outside, he can fight you going left, he can fight you going right. He can fight you any kind of way he wants to fight now because that was the only thing I think that was missing from his game when I met him. Now he can fight any type of way he wants to fight.
And how do you think it'll go? Do you think Liam Smith will draw him into a brawl, or do you think it'll be a boxing match?
I don't know. I think Liam has pretty much one way to fight, and that is a brawl. If he decides to box, cool, that makes it easier. But if he wants to brawl, which I think is his best way of fighting, then that's where it'll be, and Chris will fare well in that too.
One thing Liam said in the build-up on Sky, Roy, was if you weren't worried about this fight, Chris, why have you brought Roy Jones Jr. back? Can I ask, why weren't you there for the Conor Benn build-up, and why have you come back for this one?
Because if you think about it, Conor Benn, Chris Eubanks fight was strictly made because of their parents. Nothing to do with them. One is a middleweight, one is a welterweight. Who cares? But because it's Conor Benn, Nigel Benn's son, and it's Chris Eubanks, Junior Chris Eubanks' son, we got a fight. So why would Roy be so worried about being involved now when that fight is something that has nothing to do with him? It's a family feud that was happening way outside of Roy training Chris Eubanks Jr. So I'm not mad at all that I wasn't involved in that. I wanted to see, I really was going to be happy to see both of the fathers in the corner, to see them giving advice to their sons, see who gave the best advice. I wanted to see who's the better cornerman. So I was actually happy to see them two go at it like that. You understand me? And I definitely respect the fact that he called me and said, hey, I'd like to have my father work this one. I told him still why. So I'm like, sure, go ahead. He said, from that point forward, you still my head coach. Okay. So I'm cool with that. So when he said, hey, fight night, I knew fight wasn't happening, but fight not happening, we got Liam Smith now. Let's go. Tell me where I need to be there. And that's what happened.
Brilliant. Two very quick one, Roy. I do appreciate your time. This week we've seen Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury start. Sorry, just Team Liam Smith doing our camera, Roy. They must have seen you. We've seen Usyk and Tyson Fury exchanging verbals online. Do you think that fight happens this year, Roy? And if so, how does it go?
I think it happens. I think it's a tough fight. They're both really good fighters. In all reality, like they said, this one time where the old cliche may come into effect, the good big man usually beats the good little man. But Usyk is very different, so we never know. It'll be hard for him reaching up at Tyson, because Tyson's so tall. Yeah. He hasn't seen an opponent of that stature yet. So I think everything leans in the favor of Tyson Fury, because Tyson has fought people Usyk's height. Yeah. Usyk never fought anybody Fury's height. So.
Very last one, Roy. If I give you £10 to put a bet on, how does this fight end on Saturday?
KO Eubank.
I'll go and do it, and if I win, Roy, I'll buy you a coffee.
Thank you, my brother.
Take care.